Hello, Knox County artists, and welcome to art class. I'm Miss Miller. I teach art over at Pleasant Ridge Elementary School. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a kinetic monster. I'm going to show you the example. This is Susie. She is my kinetic monster. Susie loves to sing, even if she's not very good at it. Yes, I am! Get out of here, Susie! All right, so I said we were making a kinetic monster. Some of you guys might not be familiar with that idea, kinetic. The word kinetic means something that has movement. So a kinetic artwork is an artwork that moves, just like Susie. I'm kinetic! God, Susie, come on. Shh. Sorry, guys. All right. A traditional artwork like this is not kinetic. Yes, it has line, shape, and color. It is an artwork, but does it move? No movement. So this is not kinetic. I'm going to show you some other examples besides Susie of kinetic artworks. Here you go. So those were all kinetic because they all had movement, just like our friend Sue over here. I'm kinetic! Susie, please. Their ears are so tired of you. I'm sorry. So for this project, you are going to need 3 things. Paper, pencil, and you might want something to color with, like colored pencils, markers, watercolors, crayons. Any of that will do. We're going to be talking about 3 other ideas besides that word kinetic. So our artwork will move. It will be kinetic. We're going to be thinking about habitats. A habitat is where an animal lives. So for example, a shark's habitat is I hope you said ocean. A shark lives in water in the ocean. That is its habitat. A lion's habitat is grasslands. My habitat is this house. So that word habitat is something we're going to think about today. We're also going to be thinking about carnivores, that's a hard word to say, carnivores and herbivores. A carnivore is an animal that eats meat, so they usually have sharp teeth. An herbivore is an animal that eats plants. So you're going to be making your monster and be thinking about its habitat. Where does my monster live? You're going to think about, is it a carnivore? Do I need to give it sharp teeth? Or is it an herbivore? Does it just eat plants? All right, let's get this party arted because it's art. All right, my artist. So here I have my piece of paper that I'm going to be using and my pencil. The first thing we have to do to get started on our kinetic monster is we have to fold our paper. So I'm going to take this top part of my paper and bring it down to meet the bottom part of my paper. Your fold doesn't have to be perfect. You can see here mine is a little bit off. That's not going to mess up your monster. I'm going to go ahead and give you 10 seconds to get your paper folded in half. All right, I folded my paper in half. Notice I did not fold it skinny like that. I folded it top to bottom, kind of like a greeting card. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottom edge of my paper, of my top fold, and I'm going to bring it up to meet the top. I'm not taking both folds. I'm not taking this fold and this fold. I'm just taking this top part of the paper. So I'll put my finger on the bottom to keep this in place. And I'm just going to take this and get it folded up to where it meets the top of my paper. I'm going to give you another 10 seconds to do that part. All right, hopefully your paper is folded and ready to go. So the first step in drawing our monster is going to be to draw the body of the monster. It can be any shape you want, a triangle, a square, an oval, a blob. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. You are the artist. You get to make the rules. I think I'm going to make mine just kind of a weirdly blobby shaped monster. Kind of looks like an amoeba. All right, there's the body of my monster. The next thing I like to do is give my monster eyes. It can have as many eyes as you want. I think I'm going to give mine 4 eyes. These eyes can be any shape you want. I'm going to do some circles and ovals for my monster. Next thing I like to do is add the pupils. The pupil is the dark part of your eye. So from here we can kind of add details to our monster. I like to give my monster some feet. Feet can be whatever shape you want to. This is really, you get to choose the design of your monster. I'm going to give my monster a tail with spikes on it. And then I'm going to give my monster 2 little arms. Now when you're drawing the arms for your monster, you do want to make sure that they are below the fold. And you'll see why in a little bit. All right. So the next part I'm going to do is its mouth. When I'm doing my monster's mouth, like when I did Susie's mouth, I only have it come to about right here on the eye. And that way, when I open it up, I can still see part of my monster's head. So I find that line where I folded my paper, and I kind of trace it with my pencil to draw the mouth. The next thing we're going to work on is your monster's habitat. We're going to get that started. So this monster is going to live in the, I think he's going to live in the forest. I'm going to draw the forest floor. And I'm going to draw some big trees that are really close to me. Things that are close are going to look bigger. A pretty big tree. So my monster maybe lives, its habitat is a forest habitat. Lives in the forest. And then maybe I draw some trees in my middle ground that look smaller or farther away. Oh, a crazy looking tree. My monster, I think, comes out at sunrise. So I'm going to add a sun in my background. It likes a nice warm habitat. All right, now we're going to open our monster up and keep working. Oh dear. My monster is now unfinished, and so are my trees. I've got this big blank area in the middle of mine. So what I'm going to do is kind of like connect the dots. I see this part of my tree. I'm going to draw a line to connect it. Same thing over here. Well, actually, so this is my monster's mouth. I need to connect the top part of my mouth to the bottom part of my mouth. I need to finish my monster's body. It really looks like a cotton candy monster. And then I need to finish this tree over here. Those trees got extra tall, huh? All right, so I have my monster, and I have it in its habitat. The next 2 things I said we were going to think about was, what does my monster eat? Is it a carnivore that eats meat, or is it an herbivore that eats plants? I'm looking at mine and I see that there are a lot of plants around for this monster to eat. So I think I'm going to make mine an herbivore. If it's an herbivore, it's going to have soft, rounded teeth, not sharp teeth. It needs those round teeth to get the leaves off of the trees. kind of like a giraffe. Now, if my monster was a carnivore, I would probably give it sharp, pointy teeth. But since it's an herbivore, it just gets these nice rounded teeth. Maybe it's eating a leaf. I don't know. Maybe it's eating a slice of pizza. Maybe my monster likes leaf pizza. Totally possible. Your monster, you get to decide. What does your monster eat? All right, and I think I want to add maybe some flowers for my monster to look at or eat. I like adding lots of detail to my background because I think it makes my picture more interesting. But as I've been saying, you are the artist. You get to decide what you add for your monster's habitat. Your monster could live in the ocean. It could live in the grasslands. It could live in the mountains like Sue's over here. Really, you get to decide. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my background and my monster with color. You can use whatever you want for this: crayons, pencils, watercolors, markers. I'm going to use marker. When I am coloring, I really like to fill in every part of my picture. But you know what? Your style and how you color is what makes you the artist that you are. So you get to do this next step however you want. I'm going to speed mine up so you don't have to spend 20 minutes looking at me color, and then we'll come back at the end and review. Whew. All right, I think I am done coloring my monster in. So, as you can see, I have my monster and I have its habitat for the background. My monster's habitat is a woodland forest. My monster is an herbivore. It only eats leaves and pizza. This is a kinetic artwork because it moves. Just want to review, you can choose any shape for your monster's body. I've got a square one, so yep. Your monster's body can be any shape. Your monster can live anywhere. This monster's habitat is the ocean. And your monster can be a carnivore or an herbivore. This monster eats clams, so I gave it some sharp teeth so it can eat that clam. It is a carnivore. Susie is an herbivore. She likes to eat grass. And what shall we call this one? Waldo. Waldo is an herbivore as well. Has soft teeth to eat pizza and leaves. I hope you guys have the most awesome luck creating your kinetic artwork, creating your moving artwork. I look forward to seeing you all. Ta-ta for now.